Democratic gubernatorial nominee and former Dallas County Sheriff Lupe Valdez is here to discuss some of the major issues in the campaign. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Dan.
We should note off the top, we have invited her Republican opponent, Governor Gov Abbott, as well, and his campaign is still working on a possible date and time for an interview here on Good Day. So Governor Abbott does maintain a lead in the polls. He's got this lead in fundraising. What is your mindset going into the last 30-plus days of this campaign as far as narrowing the gap?
What we see on the road is totally different. Everywhere we go, Midland, Big Springs, Brownsville, Austin, San Antonio, the crowd is energized and excited for the upcoming election. And they're excited to vote for someone who represents them. For instance, I'm the only one on this race who has had to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. I'm the only one who knows what it is to be without health care. And I'm the only one who knows what it is to try and decide between paying the rent and going to the doctor. And the people are excited to vote for someone who identifies with them.
Okay, let's see how many other kinds of issues we can work in here.
Let's work through.
Okay, border security.
Yeah.
You opposed Governor Abbott's decision to send National Guard troops to the border. So what's the right approach as far as you're concerned?
Well, we need to have the federal government pay for a lot of that. We're using our Texas dollars to pay for militarizing the border. We need to have the federal government do that and use those funds for the real crisis in Texas. Public education, healthcare is in a crisis mode in Texas, and we need to take those funds and put them into those areas.
All right, school finance. The state Supreme Court has written about the importance of transformational, top-to-bottom reform in the way we are funding our schools in this state. So what is going to be your approach to that very tricky problem?
And I just mentioned that is where our crisis is. So the budget is the moral document of the state. We decide on the priorities, just like you do at home. You have a certain amount and you have to decide the priorities. Our priorities need to be public education and healthcare, not whatever else is coming along, but we need to pay attention to the things that are necessary to both sides.
Okay, but Governor Abbott, though, has said regarding school finance, he said simply throwing more money, though, at the current system is not going to fix the problems that we all want to see solved. So, okay, so
yes, first thing we need to do is revise the whole thing, and we need to review the tax code also. There's a lot of outdated mandates and outdated loopholes that need to be reviewed. The equal and uniform, the natural gas. There's a lot of things we need to look at, and we need to also look at new resources.
All right, when it comes to arming, the possibility of arming teachers in schools, Governor Abbott has said that's an idea he is open to. What's your feeling about it?
Well, it's up to the school, but honestly, that's not solving the problem. The problem is gun violence. There's going to be shooting outside the schools. There's going to be shooting in concerts and churches and other locations. So we're just concentrating on one area. Although it's a good thing that we're concentrating in that area, he's accepting gun violence as being inevitable. And I'm very strong about not mixing gun ownership and gun violence. I'm a gun owner. That does not mean I'm violent with a gun. No one who cannot settle their disagreements through other than violence should ever have a gun. All right,
Sheriff Lupe Valdez, thank you so much for the chat. Best of luck in the weeks remaining in the campaign. We want to mention that Sunday, the sheriff will be appearing at the Buffalo Tree Festival in downtown Dallas, sponsored by the Democratic Party. Okay, and an important reminder, if you want to vote in the elections, you have until Tuesday, October 9th to register. Early voting begins Monday, October 22nd. It ends Friday, November 2nd. Election day is Tuesday, November 6th.